Death, the one thing every human being will face, yet no one truly knows what comes next. For thousands of years, religions across the world have tried to answer this mystery. What happens to your soul when your heart stops beating? Where do you go? Is there judgment? Is there peace? Or is there nothing at all? Today we're going to explore what 9 major belief systems say happens after you die. Some of these will surprise you. Others might terrify you, but all of them offer a window into humanity's oldest question. Let's start with Islam. When a Muslim dies, the body must be treated with absolute respect. It's washed 3 times, gently and carefully, similar to how Muslims purify themselves before prayer. Then the body is wrapped in a simple white cloth called a kafan. Rich or poor, king or beggar, everyone gets the same treatment. The same white cloth. No coffins made of gold, no expensive ceremonies, just simplicity. The burial happens fast, ideally within 24 hours. The body is laid on its right side, facing Mecca, toward the Kaaba. Before burial, there's a special funeral prayer called janazah. No bowing, no prostration, just standing and asking Allah for mercy on the deceased. But here's where it gets serious. The real test begins after you're buried. Islamic tradition teaches that 2 angels, Munkar and Nakir, visit you in your grave. They ask 3 questions. Who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is your prophet? If you lived righteously, the answers come naturally. Your grave expands. It becomes spacious and comfortable. A window opens, showing you your place in paradise. You rest peacefully until the day of judgment. But if you can't answer, if you lived in disbelief or sin, your grave becomes so tight it crushes you. A window to hell opens. You experience torment in what's called Barzakh, the barrier between death and resurrection. Then comes the day of judgment. A trumpet sounds. Every soul that ever existed rises from their grave, billions of people standing on one enormous plain. The Quran describes the sun brought dangerously close, people drowning in their own sweat, some up to their ankles, some up to their knees, the worst sinners up to their necks. Everyone receives a book containing every deed they ever committed. The righteous receive it in their right hand. The wicked get it in their left hand, behind their back. Your deeds are weighed on scales. Even an atom's weight of good or evil is counted. Nothing is forgotten. After judgment comes the Sirat bridge. Imagine a bridge thinner than a hair, sharper than a sword, stretched over the fires of hell. Everyone must cross it. There's no other path to paradise. Believers cross according to their deeds. Some fly across like lightning, some run, some walk slowly, some crawl on hands and knees. The prophets go first, calling back to their followers. Prophet Muhammad stands at the end saying, "O Allah, save them." Those who rejected faith fall into the fire below. Islam describes 7 levels of hell and 8 levels of paradise, with the highest called Firdaus. Now let's look at Judaism, Islam's cousin religion. They also bury within 24 hours. The body is washed by a holy burial society called Shevra Kadisha, wrapped in white linen, placed in a plain wooden coffin. But Judaism has something surprising about the afterlife. Hell isn't permanent. Jewish texts call it Gehenna. It's not endless torture, it's purification, like a spiritual cleansing process. The maximum anyone spends there? 12 months. Even the most wicked person eventually gets purified and moves on. This is radically different from Christianity and Islam, where hell is eternal. The righteous go straight to Gan Eden, the Garden of Eden. Peace, closeness to God, spiritual bliss. And here's something shocking. Judaism teaches that righteous people of all nations have a place there, not just Jews. After death, souls wait for Olam Haba, the world to come. Judaism believes this current world is broken and filled with suffering. One day, the Messiah will arrive and restore justice. The dead will be physically resurrected, bodies reunited with souls. A perfected world where suffering and death no longer exist. But not all Jews agree on details. Orthodox Jews expect literal physical resurrection. Reform Jews focus more on the soul's eternal existence. And Kabbalah, the mystical branch, teaches Gilgal, which is reincarnation. Your soul returns to Earth in different bodies, life after life, until you complete your spiritual mission. Christianity split Judaism and added something entirely new. Purgatory, a place between heaven and hell. When a Catholic dies, their soul faces immediate judgment. Heaven, hell, or purgatory. Purgatory isn't punishment, it's purification. If someone is destined for heaven, but their soul isn't fully pure, they go there first. Think of it as a spiritual hospital where souls are healed before entering paradise. How long does it last? Nobody knows. Could be brief, could be ages. But here's the key difference. The living can help. Your family can pray for you. Masses can be offered. These prayers can shorten your time in purgatory. This is why Catholics pray for the dead. Everyone who enters purgatory eventually reaches heaven. It's temporary, not eternal. Hell, however, is eternal separation from God, a state of punishment for those who die in serious sin without repentance. Heaven is the beatific vision, seeing God directly, living in complete eternal joy. At the end of time, Jesus returns. All people are resurrected. Final judgment happens. Then God creates a new heaven and new earth where the saved live forever. Orthodox Christians see things slightly differently. After death, the soul journeys for 40 days, revisiting places from its life, facing past actions. Some traditions describe aerial toll houses where the soul is questioned about sins like lying, stealing, pride. The first 40 days are crucial. The living pray, hold liturgies, ask for mercy. Believing these prayers help the soul. The ultimate goal in orthodoxy is theosis, becoming closer to God, transformed by His presence. One unique view is that heaven and hell aren't separate places, but different experiences of the same divine reality. For the righteous, God's presence brings joy. For those who reject Him, that same presence becomes unbearable. Protestant Christians rejected many of these ideas. No purgatory, no prayers for the dead, no 40-day journey. They teach that after death, you go directly to heaven or hell, based mainly on faith in Jesus. Now we enter completely different territory. Hinduism says you don't go to heaven or hell permanently. You come back. Again and again and again. When a Hindu dies, the body is cremated. Fire purifies. The eldest son usually lights the funeral pyre. Hours later, the body becomes ash, scattered in sacred rivers, the Ganges being most holy. What happens to the soul? Your soul, called Atman, is eternal. It never dies. When your body dies, the soul moves to a new one. Like changing clothes. You've done this thousands of times, you just don't remember. Messengers of Yama, the god of death, take your soul to his realm. Your entire life is reviewed. Every action, every thought, good karma and bad karma tallied. Based on this, you might go to Swarga, a heavenly realm, to enjoy rewards, or Naraka, a hell realm, to suffer consequences. But these are temporary. Once your karma is exhausted, you're reborn. You could return as a human, an animal, even an insect. Your circumstances, rich or poor, healthy or sick, determined by past life karma. This cycle is called Samsara. Birth, death, rebirth, forever. The ultimate goal is Moksha, liberation, escaping the cycle completely. No more births, deaths, suffering. How? Through righteous living, meditation, devotion, spiritual knowledge. Different Hindu traditions understand moksha differently. For Vishnu followers, it means reaching Vaikuntha, Vishnu's eternal realm. For Shiva followers, it's merging with Shiva himself. Advaita Vedanta teaches something deeper. Your individual soul and the universal soul are identical. You just don't realize it. Moksha is waking up to this truth. You were never separate from God. You are God, you just forgot. Buddhism took reincarnation and twisted it completely. Buddhism says there's no permanent soul. Nothing is reborn because nothing is permanent. What continues? Consciousness, like one candle lighting another. The new flame is connected but not the same. This is rebirth, not reincarnation. That difference matters. In Theravada Buddhism, rebirth happens immediately. Based on karma, consciousness moves straight into a new existence in one of 6 realms. Mahayana Buddhism is more detailed. Pure Land Buddhism teaches rebirth in Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land, a peaceful realm where enlightenment is easier. Tibetan Buddhism describes the Bardo, 49 days between death and rebirth, where consciousness experiences intense visions. Soon after death, you see clear, bright light. Recognize it as your true nature and reach instant enlightenment. Most people become afraid and miss it. Peaceful figures appear offering guidance. Later, terrifying, wrathful figures. All projections of your mind, another chance to escape rebirth. Tibetan monks read the Bardo Thodol, the Book of the Dead, guiding consciousness through this journey. The ultimate Buddhist goal isn't heaven. It's Nirvana, complete freedom from birth and death, not going somewhere better but ending the journey itself, the end of craving, attachment, ignorance, peace beyond words, a drop returning to the ocean. That's what happens when you die, according to 9 of humanity's greatest wisdom traditions.